continue. Number 2, foods prohibited lest the transgressor Torah prohibition. So it's okay. One may not eat any food if the likelihood exists that he may thereby come to transgress the Torah prohibition. If, however, that likelihood is not apparent or seems far-fetched, the food may be permitted according to the Torah law. So let me read one more time and we try to understand. So the foods prohibited lest one transgress a Torah prohibition. So meaning that the food itself is not prohibited, but it can bring person to violate the Torah prohibition. So one more time. One may not eat any food if the likelihood exists that he may thereby transgress the Torah prohibition. So they're not talking about what Torah prohibition yet, but we're going to see. Okay. So one more time, the problem not in the food, but problem with the possible consequences. If, however, the likelihood is not apparent or sin far-fetched, so meaning maybe, but probably not, the food may be permitted according to the Torah law. Hazal, however, prohibited certain foods out of the concern that eating them may cause an individual, even in a remote instance, to violate the Torah law. So Hazal said, so maybe even 1% or 1% of the chance, right? We're not going to do it. And I want to give a beautiful example that when I learned it for the first time, for me it was mind-blowing. I was set aback with this example. So here's the thing. So we have this mitzvah on Rosh Hashanah to blow the shofar, right? And when we had the Beis Hamikdash, that's what we did. Even if it was on Shabbos, Rosh Hashanah sometimes coincides with Shabbos at least one day. Was it the case this year? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. So it coincides with Shabbos. So our sages say we're going to make this decree not to blow beside the Beis Hamikdash, not to blow in the shofar, like in the most important day of the year, right, of the Rosh Hashanah, when everybody is getting judged, and you sound the shofar to HaShem for a mercy, to attract attention, right, that we're in distress. HaShem, please help us on this Rosh Hashanah. Why? So what's the problem? Because they say maybe one Jew in all of the generations to come will take the shofar, and he would not be so knowledgeable how to blow shofar, and he would go to somebody on Rosh Hashanah when it coincides with Shabbos and ask the person to teach him, and maybe he would go public domain, right? And we're not allowed to carry in public domain. So because of this remote possibility exists, one Jew from 1,000 years from now maybe will go into public in a domain, and maybe this domain would be public. So our sages said it's worth it for us to cancel, listen to this, to cancel blowing the shofar on Rosh Hashanah, which is a biblical decree. That's what our sages are, and that's how they try to protect our mitzvahs. Even one Jew in all of the generations. Right. So, and some people, they take carrying on Shabbos very lightly. I'm not sure why. I know why, because of the ignorance. Continue. Thus, the Torah law does not forbid that food, right? The Rabbinic law does. Okay. So by Torah law, again, there is no problem whatsoever. But the Rabbi said, don't eat it because we know it might lead you to the next step. Okay. So A, Halaf Akum, milk by a non-Jew without Jewish supervision. Okay, so we had a question about it yesterday, I think. So what does it mean? So Halaf Akum. Chazal prohibited milk, that was milk without Jewish supervision. They were concerned that a non-Jew may have milk, non-kosher milk. I'm sorry. One more time, I apologize. They were concerned that non-Jew may have mixed non-kosher milk, for example, milk from a non-kosher animal, like a camel or something, into the milk. This issue will be discussed in chapter 12. Okay, so technically milk is a milk. So cow is a kosher animal. So and product of the kosher animal is kosher. So that's our rule. So the product of unkosher animal is not kosher. So and we extend just to continue this line of thinking. We extend this line to people as well. Somebody who is not kosher, everything that comes with his mouth is most likely not kosher. It's very interesting. Okay. So it is prohibited, as our sages prohibit us to eat halaf akum, meaning milk without Jewish supervision. So today, as we said, there are some leniencies because there is no chances that they're going to mix in this non-kosher milk is very, very low, and plus some other details that we're going to discuss. Okay. Continue. So one more time, we see clearly that biblically it is allowed, no problem whatsoever, but rabbinically our rabbis said it's not allowed. Continue. Givina sakum, cheese produced by a non-Jew. So we actually spoke about it. I'm not sure in what class. Maybe Kitzur, I don't remember. Yeah, probably in Kitzur. Yeah, Kitzur. Chazal prohibited cheese made by non-Jews since it may have been produced with a non-kosher rennet. This subject is discussed in chapter 13. So again, what is the difference between cheese, kosher cheese, and non-kosher cheese? This part is rennet. It's taken from the stomach of the young animal. I don't remember exactly what part of the stomach. Of a young calf, and when it's done in a kosher environment. So this part of the stomach is taken from a kosher animal that undergone the kosher shchita, right? Everything was kosher, but in non-Jewish environment, they take this part, even though they take the same part. It's taken from animal that was dead, nevilah. So meaning that they kill it anyway they kill it, it's still nevilah. It's dead animal to us. Right, so in the beginning it was an issue. As we spoke before, in a mixture to milk, and we said 60 times last we were talking about our incident. Here it's not incident; it's lechatchila. That's the process that they follow, which makes it forbidden. So today cheeses are made with this part of the stomach or the animal. Or some of them actually made. I don't remember what was it like. They use some fruits, maybe figs or something. They do exactly the same job. Now, meaning love of past many years. I mean now, and I mean 50, 100 years. That's what I mean now. Okay. So continue and see wine touched by a non-Jew. Okay, so as we said before, it's rabbinically forbidden. Chazal prohibited even to derive benefit from the wine of a Jew if it was touched or moved. Very interesting. I'm not sure why he said Rambam. He said Rambam, but does not say what book of Rambam. Very interesting. Oh, Hilchas Kilayim. Okay. No, he said on previous page. Okay, so if this wine was touched by a non-Jew, so we have to understand. So when we said it is prohibited, we said that the original Torah prohibition was when a non-Jew would use this wine for libation. Okay, maybe if it's in his factory, in his or vineyard it was produced, okay, maybe it's for a libation. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. I do not know. Maybe it was set aside. I don't know all of these things. But now we're talking about my wine, like at my table. For sure, he did not use it for a libation. Like it's in front of my eyes. It's my wine, right? So, nevertheless, Chazal prohibited even the derived benefit from the wine of Jew if it touched or moved. Doesn't matter, touched or moved. Touch meaning like inside, touch wine itself. So if he just touched the bottle from outside and the wine did not move inside, there is no problem. I mean, it does not say, but here, but that's what it is. Or even if it may have been touched, but okay, by touch by nature. I apologize, 3 times. Okay. So they again, we're talking about non-cooked wine. Chazal were concerned that the non-Jew may have poured some of the wine as an offering to Avodah Zarah. Okay. This halachas are complex of the importance to anyone who has a non-Jewish cleaning help. Right? They are discussed in chapter 16. So we're going now. We're building like a roadmap of all of the things that we're going to learn. But at least until we're going to get there, and it's going to take us some time, we must be aware of many things. As some of my students they complain, they have this frustration that we give over so much information, and even they review, they don't retain a lot of it. Let's be honest. So I always tell them, so at least you have an idea that something is prohibited, and next time at least you know what to ask. So many people do not know that there is an issue. Maybe you do not know all of the details, but at least you know that there is possible issue, problem.